What's up, guys? About to go bike riding. But before I start my day, I wanted to speak to you all about a couple of things. I remember when the Chris Brown and Rihanna thing was going on. Something that I noticed. I noticed that just about no person that I heard speak about that situation ever talked about the fact that both Chris and Rihanna were children, barely out of their teens. If my memory serves me correct, I don't think either one of them were 21 at the time. And if they were barely 21. These were children. I remember the day that Chris Brown went on Good Morning America and was railroaded, And in this particular situation, we're not talking about right or wrong. We're just talking about children. And the mean things that grown-ups said about both people. People trying to take away, how people feed their families without even knowing the whole story, or in most cases, not even caring about what was right or wrong. They just care about the drama. I'm watching the stuff that's going on with Kyrie Irving, and I think it's deplorable. I think it's terrible how grown black people are acting out towards a young man who is not pro or con on the situation. He just wants more information. Kyrie is he's still in his 20s. He doesn't have all of the answers. And I'm watching these grown ass old black men. We'll talk about them white folks in a minute, but we got to clean up our own shit first. I'm watching these grown black men treat this young man like he's doing something wrong for an imaginary ring. These are black men that make millions you can go buy your own fucking ring. I hear people talking about championships. I look at, Michael Jordan and our greatest, sports players. First of all, this shit is a fucking game, a child's game. And people are talking about it's about championship. It's about the team. I saw something on Kevin Durant last night. Kevin Durant said, man, this man is trying to make a choice about his body. I can't be mad at that. So everybody's talking about what the team members think when the team members don't give a fuck. Or if they do, they respecting this, what this man feels. So why do you have all of these commentators, but especially black commentators, going out of their way to show how much they support a system? Let's define a sellout. Basically, a person you can buy to make them do whatever you want them to do. And I'm going to talk about money later on. Probably early next week. I was having a discussion about quantum physics with a friend of mine. And we were talking about how white people have tricked black people into being so enthralled with money. And I read in several books that the universe doesn't know the difference between good and bad, only what you concentrate on. So if you say, I'm going to be a millionaire or I'm going to be a billionaire, okay, but at what cost? Who have you hurt? What have you sacrificed? And then the truth is, American money doesn't hold much value. It's not backed up by anything. So you are willing to sell your people out, sell your family out, not spend time with your family for a system that was set up on money that doesn't exist, or it's not backed by anything tangible. And it's not my business in what you invest in and what you believe in, but I got into an argument with a young lady about cryptocurrency. And I told her, I said, look at China. if you speak out against the government or do something against the government, since they are all digital, they can literally push a button and stop everything that you do. Your ability to feed your family, the ability for you to spend your money. We keep running towards a system that does not give a fuck about us. You know, you look, I tell people all the time, what made Muhammad Ali the best boxer of all time, and the reason why other boxers can't understand that they'll never beat him, it's not about the fighting. Of course, you have to be great. Okay, that's a given. But it's not the fight that you take. It's the fight that you turn down. Muhammad Ali was willing to stand for what he believed in, his God, his religion, you know, during his peak time. And that's what made him the greatest of all time. It's not what he did do. And I told y'all, my dad said that. My dad said what makes you a man is not what you say yes to, is what you say no to. So if you do anything for money, you are a fucking prostitute. You are a whore. And I applaud Kyrie. You got these same people who talk about the rights of people's bodies and, you know, people should have the choice to choose what they do with their body. Then you turn around because this young man makes a choice about his body, or is just telling people, allow me to have the time to make a decision. And this is what you do to a young man. Some of these niggas, I wish they would just shut the fuck up. And what they think is they think that they're upwardly mobile. So they think God is blessing them. You ain't doing shit for God. God ain't blessing you. White folks are blessing you because you're a fucking sellout. Because you're doing what they want you to do. And you think that you're doing the right thing for America or doing the right thing for God. You're not. You're doing the right thing for a system that gives a fuck about your people. And you don't give a fuck about them either. I see one commentator, and I don't call people's names because that makes it personal and then people lose the message. But I see a commentator who discusses things, but when anybody else tries to talk, he cut them off. He doesn't let them even be heard. And this same commentator said when he stepped into the game, he did anything he needed to do to make his boss money. Operative word is boss. This same person, I watch a white man hold down our community better than he does. And then, from my understanding, just my understanding, I may be wrong about this, then he gets thrown off of the show because he has other views. On my podcast, I always tell my people, say what you have to say because you may be right. You know, it's so funny how every Black History Month we talk about leaders who made sacrifices. We always say in our community that we want to change. Well, in a change, what encompasses change is you doing something different. Not doing the same shit over and over again. And so you have Black people who are trying to do something different, and you have the audacity to crucify them in public. What if you're wrong? What if you're leading people down a path that is not right? Why all of a sudden when white people let you die in the streets, all of a sudden they care about your health? I saw somebody say one time, shit, Johnson & Johnson can't get fucking baby powder right. They can't even fucking get baby powder right. What in the fuck? You know, just say that we scared. Just say that you don't know. Because to be honest with you, man, the sad thing about it is that some of you all have ran yourself into a corner that you won't be able to get out of. Some of you all have made decisions because you're scared and you're hurrying that you won't be able to take back. If what I know to be true is right and exact, and I don't say much until I can get the facts, because I stand on the shit that I say. I'm willing to take responsibility for what I say. Most of these motherfuckers get up here and say the worst shit in the world and lead people in the wrong direction. And then once they find out they're wrong, they just move on to the next topic and do the man's bidding for that shit. You know, one thing I tell y'all about white folks is they don't just want you to do the job. They want your life. They want your soul. They want all of your motherfucking time. When white people were traveling around this earth, it wasn't good enough to just come and rape and have their way with the women and the culture and the food. They then had to burn it down. Most places that old white men go, they totally annihilate the culture, annihilate the people. Look around. Where are the buffalo? Where are the Native Americans in traditional guard? Where are they? And if you look through history, they have used biological warfare before. Not even saying that this is the case, but you can't even take into consideration that something ain't right, and you know you feel it in your soul. I don't give a fuck what you say. Something ain't right about this shit, man. And we keep running into the same corners. And we keep crucifying our children and our own. You can't tell me that y'all motherfuckers can't reach out to Kyrie and get in contact with him. I know you a fucking lie because I got in contact with him and I talked to him. So you telling me you got to get on TV, not understanding what this young man is going into, and as grown black men, you gonna get in and on TV and join in with this witch hunt? You weak as fuck. All y'all motherfuckers are weak as fuck. I try to always say it is my opinion. This is what I feel. I never forget, and I told y'all this story one time. There was somebody in news that I really wanted to put my hands on. I thought they were the worst thing for black people. And it bothered me so bad, I went and sat down with the minister. And the minister asked me, well, first of all, the minister said, David Banner, I understand how you feel. He said, but have you personally talked to this man? How do you know he knows any better? He said, you can't hold anybody, and I'm paraphrasing here, you can't hold anybody you can't hold anybody to something that you haven't taught them. You don't know if they know what you know. You don't know their experiences or what they went through. You know how hard it is to get money in America. If a person is standing for something, there must be a reason. We got to do better, man. And we keep thinking that people who are upwardly mobile in America, and I'm not saying if you're successful, you sold out. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if it's easy for you and you're moving fluently, my mother used to always say, if you don't run into the devil 4 or 5 times a day, 9 times out of 10, you walking with him. And I don't believe in the devil, but you get the point. If stuff gets too easy for me, sometimes I look around just to make sure. Make sure you ain't no fucking sellout, man. My opinion.